Hi everyone, welcome to TerraQuipTalk. I'm Mike the Brother, and it's great to have you here. This is the podcast where we talk about drilling, piling equipment, case studies, and also from time to time we have people from our field, from different walks of our field. We had managing directors, operators. We'll soon have project managers as well. We had suppliers. What I want to do with this is I want to give our drilling industry a voice, right? Because I think there's so many interesting stories. I love to talk about machinery, but we do have some incredible stories in our industry. But anyway, today I want to talk about our micro drilling supplier. We've been working together with them since 2020, and you know they're a massive part of what we do. I'm talking about our premium partner from Italy, Morini. People often ask me, why Morini? What makes their gear so special? Why did you choose to partner with them? Well, there's many reasons. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain. I'm going to give you the full list. These are 10 specific reasons why we are so proud. I am so proud. And we are the exclusive dealer for Marini in Australia. So this is the why behind our partnership. Let's get into it. Let's start with the single biggest reason. For me, reason number one is 100% in-house machine design. And I don't mean just assemble things because, let's face it, a lot of manufacturers nowadays, all they do is they buy parts from different suppliers, they assemble them, and then they sell them as complete rigs. These guys, they do everything. I mean everything. The mechanical engineering, the structural design, the hydraulics, the electrical circuits, and even the software programming, it's all conceived, tested, and refined under one roof in Villa d'Ossola, Italy. By the way, incredibly beautiful area there in the mountains at the border with Switzerland. If you have the chance to visit, as I said it many times, do it. It's incredible. If you go in the winter, very good snowboarding as well. Now, for us as a dealer, that's a game changer, right? It means total control over quality, but even more importantly, it means flexibility. If you've got a really tough, unique job, we can go directly to the engineering department and get a special or tailor-made machine built for you. You just can't get that from anywhere else. Which leads me perfectly to reason number two, and that is their massive and specialized product range. This is why we want to be their partner. We can offer a solution for almost everything with them on the micro drilling side, and some of it on the quarry, and some of it in the piling division as well. Right now, they got 5 product lines just for the special foundation work. We're talking micropiles, we're talking anchoring, jet grouting, slow stabilization, all the complex stuff. Then they've got another 3 lines for quarrying, for rock extraction, and then wire cutting as well. This is why we're a Marini dealer. It means we can be your single source for pretty much anything to do with drilling, especially the micro drilling. I mean, their portfolio is absolutely incredible. So how did they get so good at this, right? Well, that's reason number 3. A legacy that started in 1975. This isn't just some new company trying to make a quick buck. They have 50 years experience. That's 50 of experience. Same as our other supplier, IMT, which also has 50 years. So combined between them, some of our suppliers, they have 100 years of experience combined, right? So that's incredible. They started with a vision to build reliable, efficient, and compact rigs, and they've just never stopped since then. You can see it in the growth as well. I mean, if you know the history, there's a new facility in 1990. They have a massive expansion in 2006 and 2019. Then a modern assembly line in 2022, and just this year, in 2025, they completely renovated the engineering and sales offices. I mean, they're always reinvesting in themselves. Out of all the suppliers that I've seen, I can easily say that Morini are by far the company that reinvests the most in their company and in themselves and in the people. This history gives us and you incredible confidence. Now let's look at reason number 4. Which is something you'll appreciate the longer you own the machine, and that is premium European components. Especially nowadays with some people moving to the Chinese and choosing cheaper options because there's so much competition in the market and because they're trying to keep things, I guess, cost effective, which is understandable. I don't blame them and I don't judge them. But for us, this is a non-negotiable, right? Marini builds every single rig using high quality components sourced primarily from Italy. Well, first of all, they're the ones that actually they make in-house because they do manufacture a great deal in-house. But then they source things from Italy, from Germany, and Austria. All of these places are basically famous for their precision manufacturing. What does this mean for you? Well, simply it means durability. It means reliability, and it means a longer machine life and lower maintenance costs. And for us as a dealer, It means we can get you spare parts and keep you up and running. As soon as there's a problem, we get you back up and running, right? It's just a smart long-term thinking. Next up, reason number 5, their global dealer network. They have, very similar to IMT as well, our other supplier, they're present in over 50 countries with 45 specialized dealers. But they're extremely selective on who they partner with. They don't just choose anyone willy-nilly. And they also just don't look for sales numbers. They look for partners with deep technical expertise and real proven commitment to after-sales support, because this is something they really truly believe in, same as us. That's why our values align. And frankly, that's why we are the exclusive dealer in the region as well. They trust us to give you the same level and service and expertise that defines their brands. It's a responsibility we take very, very seriously to look after the clients of our suppliers, basically, right? They're our clients, but they're also our suppliers' clients. Reason number 6, it's all about looking ahead. They have a future-oriented vision. This is what gives us so much confidence. The company is now entering its 3rd generation of family leadership. Think about it. That's 50 years of tradition being passed down and blended with new, fresh ideas. It provides stability. It means we're partnered with a solid long-term brand that is committed to evolution. They're not just phoning it in. They are building for the next 50 years and we'll be right there besides them. And just to give you a bit of an example, I said the 3rd generation. So the original Morini founder, they started with a quarry. That was their initial venture. And then from quarry, they built drifters and the drilling, let's say, devices that would allow them to place explosives and use their wire cutting and things like that, right? And then from the drilling side, they evolved with the drilling into the civil foundation as well, years and years after. Then the ownership changed, of course. Now it's the Zaninelli family, which the father has been working there since pretty much, I think, the 70s or the 80s. And now the sons of Zaninelli, Walter Zaninelli, Luca and Fabio, they're absolutely incredible guys. They're the reason why the company, and of course all the people around them, but they are mainly the reason, from what I can see, that the company took off so much in the last 10, 15 years. I mean, these guys, the energy that they bring to the table, how serious they are with their clients, how reliable they are and trustworthy, and the amount of energy they put in is just absolutely unmatched. I mean, I've said it many times. I think of myself, and I thought of myself a very high energy person that's highly driven and motivated. But these guys, they're just on a different level. They're just wired differently, right? And it's absolutely something to appreciate, because a lot of the times they say the sons destroy what the parents have built. In this case, and of course in other cases as well, but it's not the rule. The sons actually took it further, much, much further. And we're incredibly proud of what they achieve as well. I mean, they're our suppliers and they help us as well. Just to give you an example, we started working with them end of 2020. So we're actually celebrating 4 years of partnership between Marini and Terraquip. Now, next month, basically in December. During this time, of course, when we started, not a lot of people knew about Marini. There were some Marini, especially the skid-mounted rigs in Australia, but not as many. So when we started working with them, of course, we encountered a little bit of resistance from the market, especially on some type of equipment. But once people saw them in our stock and they come to have a good look at them, they really appreciated them. And I'm happy to say that since 2020 until now, pretty much every single year, we managed to double the turnover with Marini, on the Marini side, so on the micro drilling side alone. So what does that look like in terms of equipment for us? The most popular was by far the skid-mounted rigs, the MR2PNs, either with a rotary, either with a drifter. Then, of course, we had the mass attachments, which were an incredible success as well. Then we had the piling rigs, which we sold an MRP 400 as well, and an MRP 350, which we kept for our rental, because it's a very, very specialized machine, low headroom, telescopic mast, just to about 11 meters. If you have harder material. If you've got soft material, however, you can go as deep as 18 meters. So this little machine, what's so incredible about it and what's so unique about it is the fact that they were smart. It's like, we don't want to build a machine that's already out there, right? Because There's two other competitors of ours that build that sort of machine, actually three. But the ones that are very similar are two. What Morini did different is they designed the machine in such a way that it actually puts a lot more weight on the tool. Because in that class, every single half a ton, every single 400 or 500 kilograms of weight sitting on that tool results in actual basically being able to drill or not. Because when you have small rigs like that, they're light. When you don't have a lot of weight, you can't really penetrate. You can't really dig in. So this is where Morini with the MRP 350 did something great. I mean, this 10-ton machine, there's only been one job in Australia that we couldn't really drill the rock. It had to be sent back. It was just too hard. But they had their 30 and 40-ton machines drilling. Yeah, let's think about it. So this is a great example for the future, for the partnership that we had with them. And reason number 7 is 2019. We're going to get to that. It was a massive turning point for Morini. After decades of being the undisputed kings of compact rigs and attachments and skid-mounted rigs, they introduced their first large diameter rig, which is the MRP 350 that I was just talking about, and it's been so successful for us. I would easily say, hand on heart, the MRP 350 is the best business deal I've ever done in my life, by far. Why? Because we had it for rental, and sometimes, it might sit there, for 8 months. But when it goes on a rental, it just creates a fortune for the client, and it helps us as well, right? We charge quite a good rate for it, for that class and for that weight. This wasn't just a new model. It was a whole new chapter, you see. It showed their engineering depth and confidence. And today, that MRP line has already grown into 3 models. As I said, one of them we sold. The other one was the MRP 400, which is a Eurocomac base 16-ton machine, Kelly and CFA. And then the other one, which is just launched at Obama this year, the MRP 750, it's Kelly bar CFA, and it's actually, instead of being the traditional pull-down cylinder or the winch shroud system, it's actually a motor feed reducer system with a chain, with a massive, very, very reliable chain. And this rig is also very, very unique because it's basically a hybrid between piling. I mean, it can be used as a full piling rig, like a traditional piling rig, but also it can be used with micro drilling attachment. It can be turned into an anchoring rig as well, which is absolutely phenomenal. You can drill some big, big diameter micro piles with it and anchors. Now, this is the kind of innovation we love to bring to our customers in Australia. And this is the reason why we partner with Marini, right? And we've been with them for the last 4 years. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a very, very long future relationship with them. Now, you can't just say you're an innovator without showing up, right? So reason number 8 here, why they're amazing, is their presence at all major international events, exhibition. Not only that, but their investment in advertising. I mean, I know some great companies out there, and they're absolutely terrible at marketing. They don't know how to sell themselves, and they don't know how to show the people and the world how great they are, which is such a pity, right? These guys, you'll see them, and us, of course, alongside them, because we try to participate at all the big ones. Bauma in Germany, Conexpo in Vegas, Solscope in France, and of course, the big one at their home in Italy, Geofluid. And with that, try to add it to your calendar, because the next one is Geofluid in October next year in 2026. And I think they're going to reveal some new models there and some new tech. So watch out for that, guys. We're going to try to be there as well alongside them, or at least, if not me, someone else from TerraQuip. But yeah, Geofluid is a very interesting one. Focuses a little bit more on the micro drilling side rather than the large diameter side, but still, it's very interesting to be there besides your regular Bauma and Conexpo. Now, reason number 9 is how they managed to do all of this so well is their heavy investment in the industrialization and digital transformation. This is the high-tech behind-the-scenes stuff that really matters to us as a dealer. Since 2018, they've been pouring money into upgrading their factory, and we're talking really impressive stuff there, like their semi-automatic electronic warehouse for parts, new CMC machines for perfect fit components, and absolutely like new workflow systems. It's probably the factory where I've seen the most advanced the newest and the most complex CNC machines. I've also seen this year, I was there in February working on some marketing things together, and it was absolutely incredible. They showed me this machine where it stores all the users, they have their own username and password with a screen, and they put tools in there, like really expensive tools or keys, and everybody puts their username, and then there's a shelf that opens up automatically, and they know exactly who took which key at what time, when did they return it, and if they don't, they'll have to answer, why didn't you return it, right? So it's a very, very good way of keeping tabs, right? This stuff is critical, guys. It means better efficiency, more accuracy, and faster production, of course. For us, it means our orders are correct, right? Because of the semi-automatic spare part system that they have. It means the lead times are better because, again, they manufacture a lot in-house, and you can get what you need faster because we're so far away, right? So it's enough that even if we get something air fried, it still takes 2 days. Imagine if Morini also would add 5-10 days, to their delivery. It would just be a disaster. But no, with time zone between Australia and Italy, we literally, if we get something even at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that's still the same day for them because it's only 7 o'clock in the morning for them. So they'll have time to put something by 11 o'clock their time on a flight, which can be in Australia in 1 or 2 days, depending on how big it is. If it's a bigger package, it can take up to 5 days. But still, that's incredibly fast in our industry. All of this translates basically in an upgrade to our service as well, and to the customer service that we can provide to you guys. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important point, and reason number 10 is a commitment to people and quality. At the end of the day, this is what it all boils down to. You can have the best factory, you can have the best parts, but if you don't have the right people, it just doesn't matter. Morini is built, as I said, on a strong human factor. These two guys, Luca and Fabio, they lead the way. And why they're so important and why having such great leaders is absolutely paramount is because the people under you and around you, they emulate what you do as a leader. It's the sort of thing like, I'm not going to do what you say, I'm going to do what you do sort of thing, right? It's just human nature. They believe great machines come from great people, and every department from design to assembly have their hands-on passion for getting it right. When we call Morini, we're not talking to some faceless corporation out there. We're talking to people who know their gear, first of all, know the industry, and care. That's the biggest thing, which I think we've lost nowadays. And with this, I'll tell you the story of what happened to us at TerraQuip with one of our forklifts. To me, this was by far the forklift actually, and the EWP, the elevator working platform. To me, these two stories stand as a representation of where the customer service is going nowadays. There is no more pride in work, guys, in what we do. I'm sorry to say this, and I try not to tackle here, points which are, I have to be politically correct and I have to be diplomatic in what I'm saying, but these two stories absolutely shocked us. Story number 1, we have an old forklift. We have a brand new one as well, but we have an old one as well, which I purchased 7 years ago. And that thing, helped us so much. It's called a Mars Rover forklift. It was made in Spain years and years ago with I think it has a Detroit engine. Absolutely incredible piece of gear, right? It's diesel, it's 4x4. But anyway, cut a long story short, it finally broke down on us last year. So we did a lot of research because the factory went bankrupt a few years ago. So you can't really get parts for them, right? So we did research, went online, tried to find parts. We finally found a company that said, yeah, we can help you guys, but it's going to take a while. I said, okay, how long is it going to take? We understand you need to get the parts. A few weeks? Oh, yeah, probably a couple of months. I was like, yeah, all right, a couple of months is doable. They came over, they looked exactly at what they needed to do. They ordered the parts. They said, oh, now it's with a supplier in Spain. We'll let you know once the part arrives. A month went by, 2 months went by, 3 months went by. We called them and say, hey guys, how are we traveling? Where are the parts? Oh, sorry, they're not here yet. They've just been put on a boat. So number 1, they just been put on the boat. Why on a boat? We're happy to pay $7,000 worth of parts for a package like this big. Why didn't you offer us the chance to put them on air freight? We're more than happy to pay for DHL. We have our own DHL account. Oh, sorry, yeah, we should have come back to you. So we had to wait for the boat to arrive. They finally came over. They realized they ordered the wrong parts. We went absolutely mental. We couldn't believe this. The forklift was sitting there. And it's not that we needed it because we had a forklift. We could have gone and buy another one. That's not a problem. The problem was it was making us look bad. When our clients would come there, they would see that old forklift sitting there, deserted, with a broken wheel. It was just looking bad, right? So I said, guys, please, we need this straight away. We need it fixed. Oh, no, this time we'll get it quicker. Guess what? Another 4 or 5 months down the track, they still haven't fixed it. They said, oh, sorry, we didn't realize it actually got put back on a ship again, like last time. So it came 2.5 months in transit rather than being a few days on the... And again, we had to pay for the parts. We kept those parts, which were wrong, by the way. They didn't help us because they were from the other side. And then we finally had it fixed. Now, that is just absolutely shocking customer service. I should say the name of that company, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try to be respectful to them. But it just goes to show there's absolutely no pride in what they do. I don't know who runs that company. I don't know, who does it. I do believe there's no bad army. There's just bad generals. But the point of the matter is that's not the only situation that we had. Also with our EWP, we have a Genie EWP. It's only a 15 meters. We had to go through probably about 4 or 5 days in order to be able to book someone in to do a service and a yearly certification on it. And they were just not replying. Their contact form would not work. Their emails, they would not reply to emails. And in the end, it was just voicemail. So I left a very nasty voicemail and I said, guys, this is an absolute disgrace. I've been trying to call you for days. If I would do something like that to my customers, if I don't answer for 15 minutes, they call me back. Like for me, that's the threshold. If I don't call you back in 15 minutes, that's a fail for me. These guys, it was days and days and days before I could book a service. So customer service is definitely suffering, is definitely something that I think made us who we are today, starting from nothing and becoming a 10 people company like TerraQuip. And that was done with the help of our suppliers, especially IMT as well. That's the core of their philosophy. And of course, it's our core philosophy as well. And it's just a perfect fit. Just to summarize and share some of the numbers with you, as most of you know, I'm a huge fan of data. As I've said, next month, we're going to celebrate 4 years working with Morini. And since then, we have managed to, as I said, double the turnover pretty much every single year. What makes us so excited to work with these guys and how fast and efficient their support is. We communicate mostly by WhatsApp. And I don't remember many times that they took more than 5 minutes to reply to a question that we had for them. And I'm talking Italy time between 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes up to 11 o'clock at night. So that's it, guys. There you have it. That's 10 reasons why we're all in with Morini. It's 100% in-house design, the wide product range, the 50 years legacy, the premium components, exclusive partnership with them and the global network, future-oriented vision, awesome leap into the piling reels as well, the presence at all big shows, the high-tech factory transformation, and most of all, their commitment to people and quality and to their dealers. When you buy a Morini from us, you're not just getting a machine. You're getting all of the above, all that history, all that engineering, all of that innovation, and all our full support standing right behind it. Now, that's all the time that we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you've got a job and it's more particular, especially on the micro drilling side, and you want to see what gear could fit there, please give us a call. Together with Marini, we'll work on providing a solution for you guys. And of course, you got to have the time for it because we can't just build a machine from one day to another. If you have the time, we'll build a machine that you need for what you need. Now, thanks for listening to TerraQuipTalk. Stay safe. And please remember, if it's not turning, you're not earning.